Coaches, we're like the CEOs of our programs.
and then actually run the auditions on with score sheets and papers and spreadsheets. But my girl got us a new system.
We're managing personalities, the leadership systems of the team, scheduling, the culture of the team.
It frees you up to be more creative.
When I was making this, I really had my coach friends in mind. Everything was ranking, adding up in real time, and on my end, and the band director's end, because they had the app as well, they were seeing the scores come in, and the app actually ranked them from highest to lowest. I have all of the uniforms and hairstyles that we're going to be wearing for each game in August. Like I have, it's called goal setting, a big document, big electronic document in my iPad.
Free you changing the game. Welcome to the Major Business Podcast, where we talk all things HBCU dance from strategy, structure, leadership, performance, and training. And I'm your host, Vershawn Lee. And today we have a very special guest. So I'm just going to, of course, read a little bit about her as usual, and then we get right into the conversation. So she is a dance coach, tech professional, and the founder of the CoachMode app, where she's combining her two passions, dance and technology, to change the way coaches run their teams. From dancing with Clark Atlanta University's Excellence Danceline years ago to leading award winning programs and building innovative tools for coaches. Mallorie is bringing a fresh, real world perspective to the culture and business behind dance lines. And y'all, you must meet. I gotta introduce you to my girl, Mallorie. Hey, girl, hey.
Hey, hey, girl. You know you're one of my favorites.
Oh, you're mine too. When did we meet? Like what? Was it last year?
Last year, yes,
Oh, that was
last
just a year
year.
ago. That's crazy. Well, I had heard a lot
Yeah.
about you. And then Ebony used to talk about, she was like, oh, she's just so sweet.
Oh, I try to be.
And then I was like, okay, so yeah, we finally got a chance to meet last year. Actually, like around this time, really.
Girl, yeah, for real.
Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
been like a year and some change. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so good to get to know you over the year and all the things that you've accomplished, the things that you've done at by this stage in life. It's just it's phenomenal.
Oh,
And
thank you, thank
and I think
you.
it's the uniqueness of the career choice or the career path that really had me like, wow, that's great. Like, so I just, maybe let's just start right there. Okay. Maybe let's
Okay,
just start right
okay.
there because that was the part that amazed me the most. So, and you didn't put it in your bio. So I
Oh,
know
I'm
it's hard to
sorry.
really, kind of talk about yourself like that. But I do want to go ahead and like not only just give you some shine, but like I want you to share because oftentimes I'm telling dancers you don't have to be a professional dancer, but you utilize these tools that you get from dancing, the discipline and all the things that you learn that comes with dancing, and you just apply them to your career path. And you can always do dance on the side. Like just like what you're doing and we'll get into
Absolutely,
later, but I want you to talk about
absolutely.
like your career choice, your career path, and like how did you choose that? But I mean, of course, we got to share what you did.
Okay. Okay. So I am Mallory, like she stated. I'm originally from Selma, Alabama. And so I graduated from Clark Atlanta University with a computer science degree. So I have a bachelor's in computer science. So I can say what got me into technology. So I'm a millennial. So I feel like, we were on the brink when the computers really just came out. My sister, she worked at Alabama Power, and she brought home this big old monitor, computer with a keyboard, and it was AOL. You couldn't be on the phone and the internet at the same time. And so I got me a MySpace page. And if you know about MySpace, to design it, you had to know a little HTML or whatever to design it. So that's how I got into my love for computers. And so when I went to Clark, I had to choose a major, and I was like, well, I want to stick with computers. So I did computer science. Then I became a web developer where I started doing websites. So, I was able to just play around with different colors and graphics and pictures. So, still using my creative side in technology. Then I went and got my master's in information engineering management. So that's kind of like where all of the nerd stuff comes from, the Excel, the spreadsheet, the data, all of that good little stuff. That so now I currently work for a big school district in their technology department in my 9 to 5. And so I'm a system analyst and I kind of manage the analyst. So yes, I'm a STEM girly. Tech, I love technology. I'm big on working smarter, not harder.
That part.
And technology, that's what it does. It helps us work smarter. So here I am. That's my 9 to 5.
When I first met you, I was like, what? And it's funny because certain careers, people have different, like, certain personalities. And usually, like, computer people are not, they're not people, you know what I mean? So because you're so personable, so sweet and nice, and it was just like, that don't even match. Like, what she is she sure?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest now. I do kind of like to be to myself sometimes. I have to go back into my little bubble and recharge. It does take me a lot to, socialize and be around. So, hey, I do love my alone time. Okay, I do love my work life balance.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. So, how are you now fusing your love for dance with your other passion, which is technology? Like, what are you doing now to kind of like merge the
Merge.
two?
Okay, so here we are. This work smarter, not harder. So I am a dance coach currently. I've been coaching since 2011. So like right after I got out of school, and let's say it was many nights where it was time to order something for the team, and I had to go and go through all these papers and see how many smalls I had. Boom, 10 smalls. How many mediums I had. I had to write this down. I had to go and see, okay, who wears a 7.5. I got tired of doing all of that. So I just say, I wanted to develop a system for me first that would just kind of help me organize and help me get to these things earlier. So I created me an app. And so the app is called Coach Mode. And that's really where it started from. Me not wanting to go through all of these different papers to see how many sizes I needed to order. So I made an app. I put everybody's information in there. I put their sizes in there, their measurements and everything. So it just tells me, okay, if I have 12 girls on the team, you need 3 smalls, you need 4 mediums, you need, this amount of large. So I don't ever have to go back and count up, how many things I need. So that's how the app idea originally started. And it has just morphed into a lot of other stuff now.
Well, how long ago did you create it?
Okay, so I actually started working on it last year. I started working on it last year. I took a little break. My mom had got sick.
Mhm.
And so I wanted to just kind of focus on her, focus with her, spend time with her her last days here. And so, she just passed in January, and I needed something to fuel my mind at night. So I said, let me start back working on this app. And I know my mom wanted me to, finish it. So she really was the driving force behind me getting this app completed and done. So let's just say it took me a year. It took me a year
Mm.
to really
Oh
get
wow.
it into fruition.
Okay, so let's go back. Because both of us have coached some teams, and it's a lot trying to keep track, like you mentioned, of all the things. But it's not just keeping track of sizes and all that. It's a lot of behind the scenes management of teams that a lot of people don't realize that we have to do. So there's a whole
Yes.
business side. We're not just, the creative side is cool, but there's far more business things to handle than it is creatively. And if
Yeah.
you don't have a good advisor, a sponsor that's going to be present and like actually try to help with the business part, which is usually what
Right.
their job would be, it makes it more difficult to be split brain trying to get it all done. And don't mess around and not work at the school. Then that's a whole nother something else, right? Because now you got to
Yep,
pull
yep,
up
yep,
and figure it out right quick, or you got
yep.
to be trying to handle it from the house, or like you said, you got to hit up the band booster and try to get stuff ordered, and then you got to, it's a lot of things, you got to get with
Yeah.
the parents, and it's a lot of moving parts. So just
Yes.
kind of talk about your experience with different, name different circumstances and different situations you've been in with managing a team, just more so on the business side of it.
Okay. I can start with my very first team that my longest tenure, and that was with the Central High School Dazzling Falconets in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I was there about 6 or 7 years. Now, starting with them, I really had to build them up. When I got there in 2011, they were wearing the same uniforms their moms were wearing in the 90s. So we had to start from the ground up there with just uniform redesigns, branding. Okay, so let me go back. So okay, after I got over them, I ended up being the coordinator for the entire auxiliary, which was the flag and the majorettes and the dance team for Central High School. And I didn't have a sponsor. So I was the coordinator, the admin, the coach, all of that. So I had to do all the ordering, the logistics for three different teams. And so that's when I was like, oh, this is a lot, you know. So then I honestly started using, like, let's say I started using Excel, like spreadsheets back. That was like 2011, 2015, around that time. So, I was using a lot of spreadsheets to manage my data there. You get what I'm saying? Like collecting parent information, medical notes, just everything. So when we were at a game, I had my laptop out. If someone was to get sick, I had to see what type of medicine, they need, and the different things like that. So just it was very tedious, being all of that. And I try to tell people, coaches, we're like the CEOs of our programs. Like
Right.
we have to manage everything, every aspect. I'm trying to think of like just one particular scenario. Like I said, just managing the entire auxiliary at Central High School with three different teams. I had to find a way to, seamless and streamline everything. So
Mhm.
even though, like I said, with the spreadsheets, I still had like calculations in there that'll tell me how many smalls I need, how many mediums I need. But it was still just inconvenient trying to have my laptop out at a game, versus now with the app that I built, I can just pull my phone out that I have anyway because I'm recording. So I
Mhm.
can just pull that out and see what's going on. So
Oftentimes, band directors don't realize how much work we are actually doing, right?
hmm
So I
hmm
know you said you would, we got to order uniforms. So that's evident, right? But what else are you managing aside from ordering uniforms and things that we have to keep track of so they can fully understand, get like a full picture of what all we have to
okay.
do?
Okay, I'm managing emotions. I'm managing teenagers growing up in high school. Look, we're managing personalities. We're managing, let's say, the development as well, as far as like the craft, the dancing, or well. So we have to manage that. What else do we have to manage? We have to manage scheduling. We have to manage the culture of the team. You get what I'm saying? So we have to manage the leadership systems of the team. There's just a lot, in the team that we have to, besides the dancing and the creative part, like you said, on the business side. So just those type of things like that, just making sure leadership is managing your captains and your co-captains, making sure that they're, doing what they're needed to do for the team. Um, yeah.
I know also, so you worked with the team in Alabama, you've worked with a couple teams here in Georgia, and then but those are all high school teams. But tell us a little bit more
Yes.
about your role with your college babies. Well, what is it considered, like
Hybrid.
a
It's
yeah, it's like
it's
a hybrid. That's why I was
hybrid.
like,
It's
it's
a
not just
hybrid.
college.
Yes. So last year, I got the opportunity to come on board with the sophisticated jewels of the Georgia Mass Band, and that has just been an amazing experience. So I came on as the coordinator, right? So pretty much doing the behind the scenes business. And so, nowadays we have to have social media has to be in that business aspect. We have to add that in. So definitely, getting content for them, the logistics, ordering different things, um just pretty much making sure taking attendance, making sure the communication to everybody is clear, because one thing I say, you can have a talented team, but if the communication and expectations are not there, then what's the point of all of that talent?
Right.
Yes,
Because they'll
yes.
never be
So
on the
just
same page.
yeah, never be on the same page.
Right.
But for like the sophisticated jewels, that's not a school, we're our own organization. And so of course it's a staff of us, and they are just amazing. So we all play our different roles in that.
Okay. So, I know you've been implementing your app everywhere. When you first started your launch, well, no, it wasn't your launch. What was the first phase that you did with the app to help us all get it together at these here auditions? Which is another thing that we have to manage as well, because we have to recruit the kids to come to the auditions, and then we have to have the auditions, everything set in place. We got to get the judges for the auditions and everything.
Yes.
And then actually run the auditions with score sheets and papers and spreadsheets. But my girl got us a new system. So when did you start implementing like the process of it before you actually did your lunch?
Okay, so like I said, after my mom passed, right after that it was time for my auditions. And so that was something I was like, okay, I don't want to be here 5 hours. I don't want, to have to sit here and calculate all of these scores. Now I had already moved to spreadsheets, right? But I still had to get all of the scores from all of the judges, add those to the spreadsheet, do all of the tally in there. Said, no, I'm going to add this in the app. I'm going to add this in the app. I'm going to create a audition portal. I'm going to create the score sheet. I'm going to create a judges portal. The judges can go in. We're gonna be able to add the girls who are auditioning. And Rashawn, you got to use the app because you were
I
one of my
did.
judges at audition. So
So I was
you
one of the
were
first.
able
I
to
was one of the first to operate.
you were the very first person to operate the judges portion of it.
Oh,
And
that's
so,
exciting.
yes. So, as you know, the girls' names were in there. You got to see their picture when it was their time to come up. You seen their headshot. You were able to go in and just give them a score. So while you were doing that, everything was ranking, adding up in real time. And on my end, and the band directors end, because they had the app as well, they were seeing the scores come in, and the app actually ranked them from highest to lowest. And so I feel like that was the quickest audition I ever ran.
Ever.
Cause you,
Ever.
you were at the last, you was at the audition last year. I feel like it took forever. Remember, we
First of
had
all,
color
first
guard
of
to
all,
do. We,
let's go back. That was wild. Okay, so because it's crazy, because while it was what, three of us operating the auditions,
yes,
it was a trillion girls, right? So we were
it
already
was.
gonna be there all night because it was 1,000 of them.
Yes,
And then and then on top of that, we had pictures of all the girls on the iPad. Okay.
yes,
We went out there and
yes.
took a picture of all the girls that day with their
You
number on the
did.
iPad. So we
You
had that
did.
on the table with the judges for us to go back to review later. Okay. We had that down. All right.
You
We
did.
had the person that was escorting the kids, because we're going to walk them through this whole process now because it gets crazy. But the way you had it going this couple months ago, it was, I mean, drastic difference. So we had somebody escorting, what was it? Chelsea, I think, was taking the girls from
Yes,
the
it was Chelsea.
hallway to the stage. Okay. So then you
Yes,
would catch them right there. You would tell them what to do, and then somebody would hit play. All right. So the judges had their papers and they were doing their thing on their papers or whatever. And then you had somebody that was
mhm,
on the spreadsheet, right? that somebody was putting
Mhm.
in the inputting the numbers on the spreadsheet. It was a full operation.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm. Mhm.
Then at the end of the night, then we still had to, you had to go back and like, go through after you all, everything calculated. Because of course you had your formula set up in there. And then you can then you got to kind of resort it to put them into order, right? But it's crazy to think about because I mean, that's all we knew. And then,
Yeah.
so then it was like, who is this and who is that? So then, of course, we using the iPad, we swiping and swiping so everybody can see who was who, and to kind of see where the
Yeah.
scores was lying, and where we were gonna draw the line to figure out who would be on the team and who would not make the team. Wild to think that that even happened to turn around. What was that? What month was that? March? Because my
February.
February. Okay,
February.
to turn
February.
around February, and all we had to do was click, 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 click. And before we knew it, we was chit chatting, and she was like, "All right, we ready to announce the team." We was like, "What?" So, and the crazy thing was, of course, okay, so I guess because it was new, we
Yes.
we were just we just doing what Mallory told us to do. We pulled it up on our phone. She got everybody situated, and we do. Actually, I think I was on my computer. Maybe two of us was on our
Yep.
computers, and
Yep.
some
Yep.
people was
Yep.
on their phones. And we were clicking. We had no idea that it was auto saving. I think that was probably my favorite feature. We had no
Mhm.
idea it was auto saving. So every time we would finish the scores, it would go away. And I was like, shoot, I don't even know if I need to,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? So we just went on to the next, dropped in our next group, dropped everybody in the, pulled
Mhm.
them down in the drop down, and we were ready to go. We were scoring. It was like, okay, cool. And then that's when you said, well, it's auto scoring, y'all, so don't worry about it. Cool. But I still don't think until it actually hit us, we eating and talking. And I mean, literally maybe 15 minutes later, y'all had already deliberated. Like the scores was there, you and the band directors was up, and y'all were ready to go ahead and announce the team.
Yep. And
So
y'all had the skeleton version of it, like the absolute bare version of that app. Oh, it's just has grown to into something so much more.
that's crazy. That's why I'm like, just to think just last year what we was doing and how many people it took to run the operation
Yeah.
to turn
Yeah.
around this year to then like it be so
Click,
simple.
click, click. Click, click,
Yeah.
click.
So I'm like,
Click
it's
it.
so dope, very genius of you to have created
Thank
this
you.
app. Because you
I
saving
like to
all
work
our lives.
smarter. I like to work smarter, not harder. Sometimes I can be a little lazy. Being,
No, but I
being
mean, in this
honest.
day and age, it's efficient. You know what I mean? And I think that I'll take efficiency any day over just doing things to look busy. Because a lot
Yeah.
of times it's just
Yeah.
not effective. You have to do too much communication to get everybody on board
Yeah.
with whatever your process is going to be. But in this, it's just long as they can be, it is probably some work up front. Right. So maybe let's talk about that because I'm
Okay.
sure initially to get the app
Okay.
going because everybody won't have the same skills and the same things that they want to have graded on the app. So what is your
Okay.
process when someone first wants to like say utilize the system? What are the things that they can manipulate in there in order to, make sure they can score what they want to score and not have to use like a cookie cutter system?
Okay. So, the coaches, you all have the flexibility to create your own score sheet. So once you come in the app, it's a section called score sheet, and you just come in here and you build your own score sheet. If you want appearance, you say you put appearance and you say how many points you want it worth. Technique, you put how many points you want it worth. It's like so flexible. You create your own score sheet. And so that would be the score sheet that the judges use to go and score the girls on. So there's no template or anything. I don't, because another thing, I know we're saying this is like, because I'm a dancer, and so of course it's going toward dance coaches, but it's pretty much anybody, any coach with a team. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, especially for cheerleaders. So, if a cheer coach want to come in here and build her score sheet, she can do it. So it's flexible. I didn't want to have like a cookie cutter, template or anything, because I wanted anybody to be able to, utilize the app. So, yep,
Mm.
you'll come in here, you create your score sheet, and then you create your judges. they'll have their own login, and so when the judges log in, they're only going to see their score sheet, and how they're scoring their candidates. And so now, I know you're thinking, okay, so you've built your score sheets. Now, what about the girls who are auditioning? So, what you come in here is easy registration. You just put their name, audition number, you get them a headshot. And so,
Basically,
this is
like
pretty
build them a
much,
profile.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you're pretty much building a candidate profile. You come in, and another thing, so you can actually, type in these things manually. So what I did for like the Jules auditions, the people who are auditioning, they came in and they filled this out. They gave me their name, their number. I mean, their name, their email, and I took a picture. But let's just say you've already had a pre-registration, and you got a lot of girls or a lot of guys trying out. You can import this information in. So I know you're gonna collect it on a spreadsheet, and I have a download template so you can see all of the fields that you need, and so
Mm.
you can just import this information
So import
instead,
like a CSV
like a
file or something like
spreadsheet,
that.
like a
Oh, okay,
CSV, so
okay,
you don't have to type all of that in manually. So work smarter, not harder. Because I know
okay.
normally people do registration on Google Forms. Google Forms allow you to turn it into a CSV. You just take that CSV and upload it here, and you have everybody who's auditioning. So that's another way.
Oh, that's
And then
dope,
your
man.
judges, and then your judges, they're coming in, and this is the score sheet that was built. They'll come in, choose the candidate, and just start scoring them.
And it's per group. That
And it's
part.
per
So
group.
so
And it's
yeah,
per
because I
group.
think you had four, right? I think you had four in each group. But if you have
Yes.
two or one or three, 5, 10, that it'll just you just drop down each number. So if you got the numbers going left to right and you drop down
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it'll drop down all the candidates for each number, and then you just grade them as if normally when I'm scoring, I have my sheets. If it's four people in front of me, I'll have my sheets, all four of my sheets. And then that way, this one goes to this girl, this one for this person, this from this person, this person. But in this same thing, just no sheets. I'm just putting the scores right there. Now, what about comments? How does that? I can't recall if I made
There
comments.
you go. You can add comments. You can add
Okay.
notes. You can add notes to anybody who is auditioning. You can definitely add comments.
Okay. Yeah, because
See, I
because
told you that
that's
wasn't
actually.
there. That wasn't there. That was
Oh, okay.
not
Because
there.
I'm like, because I remember we were
That
going
wasn't
quick, but
there.
that is one thing I know a lot of like high school programs, they like to have comments. They usually like to say in case somebody come and ask them questions. But I I mean, have you recalled a time where? Because I mean, of all the auditions I've ever done, I've done nothing but throwing the papers away. So, have you ever had to use the score sheets that you have? Tell us about it, Mal.
I have PTSD.
Jesus. Uh,
Yeah. I have PTSD. Yes, a principal wanted to see the score sheets. Someone who didn't make the team wanted to contest why they did not make the team. They wanted to see the score sheets. The principal also wanted to see like the spreadsheet with everybody's scores to compare. Yeah, it was just a lot. It was, yeah.
now,
But guess what? Guess what? I have a fallback for principals like that. And if you all run into, God forbid you run into that, you also, coaches, you can export these scores. So if you ever need proof of anything or any evidence, even though we're trying to get away from paper, and you need to turn these in to, admin or anybody, you can export it. So, because I,
mm,
I dealt with that. So I can say this app was built off of experience
yes.
and real frustrations. things
But
that I
no, I
endured.
think, but that's why, they always say, like, it's just, you go through the things and to make sure others don't, so then you end
Yes,
up producing something out off of that. I mean, we needed it. You knew we
yes,
needed it because you've been through, like, and had variations of highs and lows with the
yes,
with the different things that we have to deal with. So I think it's really
yes,
cool, again, for people that are in the, like, say, in the HBCU band or like marching band, um industry, so to speak. And I mean, from the coaches to the band directors to the sponsors, all stakeholders as a part of this situation. I think it's important that everybody kind of like listen and understand that we are managing a lot. And
yes,
having to have and getting to have something as robust as this program, as this app, to be able to manage that takes like a little piece of load off, and now it just allows frees you up to be more creative. You know what I mean? So I know you
yes,
have some other features, and I want to get
yes,
into the rest of the features
yes.
that you have on there, because I just remembered.
I'm glad. Wait, I'm glad you said that. Wait, go back to that because it frees you up so you can be more creative. Because what they don't understand is we get that burnout quick when you are doing all of this other behind the scenes business aspect, and sometimes a lot of people don't have a lot of support from admin. You get what I'm saying? So it's
Hmm.
like a burnout. And so this was created to not let us burn out and to be able to still be in our creative bag more, because that's the show we got to put on, you know?
Yeah.
It's the show we got to put on.
And I mean, creativity happens not only through the actual dancing, but like you have to be creative with how you're going to have the kids interact. Because remember, you mentioned about managing the personalities and the character and the culture of the team. Like, you got to be creative with how you're, governing that whole thing. So that's creative in itself. Because for me, I hear a little bit of silence, and I feel if I feel a ounce of tension. Oh, practice is canceled, baby. It is a game. And my
Yeah.
kids know, if I get too quiet and I started setting some stuff up, moving the furniture. Okay. She said she's sick and tired.
Okay.
And all of a
Mm-hmm.
sudden it's an obstacle course in here because I need to hear some laughs. I need a little kiki or something. What is wrong with y'all
Give me
today?
something. Give me something.
So I mean, managing the culture requires, some level of creativity as
Yeah.
well. And then, so
Yeah.
again, you got the dancing and the skills and all that. That's cool. But there's a lot that goes into that job. And some people don't even want to pay enough for it. But that's not for
Yeah.
this conversation. But
Okay.
but aside from that, like, this here though is definitely what we need in order to, allow us to free up some time and allow us to be able to do the things that we love to do the most, which is why we even took the job.
Exactly. Exactly. So, like I said, this is a tool. I just feel like we all needed that tool. All needed that tool.
So tell us about the other features that you have
Okay.
outside of the audition process. And I know you mentioned about, the measurements, the sizes and things like that. What else can we do with the app, girl?
Okay, so lastly, before I move on for from auditions, I added the audition videos because I know a lot of people are now going to virtual auditions. So, you can come in here and you can put your virtual candidate auditions, and the judges can still go to the virtual audition videos and score them from here. So, I know that's one thing that people are moving to, virtual auditions. You can definitely do your virtual auditions in the Coach Mode app.
Hmm. So okay, so if we're past the, they're using the virtual auditions to select people to invite them to the actual in-person audition, right?
Mhm.
Well, when you get to the in-person audition, are we able, say if we're at the audition, we're judging at the in-person one, are we able to
Mhm.
go in there and see the video from that they submitted
You are.
before?
You
Oh,
are.
okay. Okay, super dope.
You are. Okay, and so then, after, like I said, from auditions, it'll rank the members from highest to lowest, and then you can move them to the roster. So then, you got your roster roster management. So it just comes here and have all of the information. This is where you put all the sizes and different things like that. The other features we have on here that I think will be very dope is like attendance and practice notes. So I can come in here and I can take
Mm.
attendance. So for example, I'm able to come in here and see who's present, who's late for what day. Another thing, you can do notes in there. You can also, let's see, formations, okay, because this is where I struggle sometimes with like formations. So we do have the formation generator there. Um, you can put in how many people you have. Let's just say there's 20 people, and you just come here. You can drag and drop too. You can free form these. And so you can choose the different ones, different type of formation. So I know sometimes my brain gets stuck and I'm like, I need a formation. I need a V. I need this. I need so I'll come in here and use that. But guess what? You can also change the background of the of this. I know you
Oh, is
have
that like put them in the
stands.
stands? Oh
Yeah, so if
wow.
you need to
Okay.
do stand formations, let's say cheerleaders. I know y'all are on the track, so you may want to do some formations on the track. We have gym, so it's just different. Like I said, it's for different coaches, different type of coaches. Basketball, basketball court. So you can also save these formations and play them and load them later. And so then let's see what's the last feature on here. And then you can invite your students to this. So if you invite them and you want to add different like videos and documents, you can add it here. The students will log in with their information, and you can send them announcements, and you can send them anything you need to send them. So
So
yeah,
wait a minute. So now you're saying this we don't need the band app no more? Because
I didn't
wait,
want
does
you.
it have a
I didn't.
wall? I guess that's what I'm about to. Does it have a wall they can post text?
It does. It does. It
Oh,
does.
oh, you
It
changed the
does.
game. Free, you changing the game.
Announcements, and it's gonna post and the students can see it, but they can't respond.
Okay, okay. So no, so we do in terms of them like responding and like you make a post and them typing like on a wall. You don't have that feature yet because I'm sure you're gonna add it.
Yeah, because I'm hey, practice is counsel. Don't go back and forth with me. Sometimes I don't even need them to I don't even need you to respond. So here, this is what I need to say. That was the whole thought about it. This is a coach's announcement,
But
okay?
wait, I love a good receipt. Now, if I'm when I make my announcement and I send it at 1:38 p.m. to tell them practice is canceled for today, right? That's supposed to
Mhm,
start at 3:30.
mhm.
Can I see who saw it? Because you don't have to respond to me, but can I know who saw it?
Ooh, check back in a month.
Cause that's what I need. I
Check
love
back
a
in a
good
month.
receipt.
Check back in a
Listen,
month.
that I didn't know. You didn't?
Yeah, you
Mm,
saw it. It came to
mm.
your
Right
phone.
here. Right here it says you saw it at
Mhm.
1:39.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
that's the type of carrying on I like because
And
don't
that's
play
I
with
didn't
me.
want. And look, and that's what I was like. I didn't want it to be like a chat box, because these kids these days have all the excuses in the world, and I'm like, I don't have time for it. So here,
Exactly.
this is what I said. It's the end of it.
No, but I like that though. That's enough. I mean, that's enough. That's enough.
Yeah.
Now I will say, because I'm loving all of this. I will say what I when I was doing attendance, and by the way, a lot of teams don't take attendance, unfortunately. You wouldn't
Mhm.
believe, and some people don't even realize how important the attendance is. And that's really just, a tracker for the
Mhm.
parents. It's for my
Mhm.
brain, so I can
Mhm.
remember who was present and whatever. Or also I may make a note like, oh, so and so not gonna be here because she got, appointment, whatever the situation
Mhm.
is, right? And I already put that
Mhm.
in. So by the time it's time for me to go in, I really know what's up. But you
Mhm.
really need it for the parents. Like,
You
unfortunately, that's
do.
you need it for the parents because safety wise it's a concern because if she wasn't there, then where was she? I don't know, but I'm just telling you, she
Mhm.
wasn't here this day.
Okay.
So Or you have certain parents that will be like, because just like school, you know what I'm saying? This is an extension, and I don't know if my child left
Mhm.
school or not. I mean, you know, some of these
Mhm.
some of these parents, they don't have locations on their kids.
Right.
That's
Right.
them, not me. But
And
still,
then
if you
also,
request, to say, hey, let me know, if she don't come or is she late today, because that means possibly
mhm,
they left right after school, came back, depending on what time band practice start. And they, what I'm saying, so
mhm,
sometimes they just be needing to know, just as a ballot checks
mhm.
and balance system, which I'm willing to participate with that if you need extra information. But I have to
Yeah,
keep a log of what's happening, because too, when it's time to perform, sometimes if you weren't here, not sometimes,
about
if
to
you
say that.
wasn't here, then you're
I
not
was
going
about to
that
say
field.
that.
You're not
I
going on
was
that
about to
field.
say that it's for the parents, because if your child is cut because she has come to practice late too many times this week, or she did not show up, here's my
Hmm.
record. Your child is not performing on Friday night. Here's my attendance. She was late this
Hmm.
day. She was late this day. She didn't even come this day. You think she finna get
Exactly.
on this field?
Exactly.
Here you go.
Exactly. Exactly. So
Yeah.
that's why I used to like to do it. I would do the attendance because I would have like a band for the parents, and I would have a band for the kids.
Yes.
Now, some people
Yes.
put the kids and the parents together. Absolutely
No.
not.
Oh
Absolutely
no.
not.
No.
But that's I know
No.
I know a coach in particular that was like, "You did what?" Them parents were
No.
so mad. I mean, had the whole school in there, like all their
Mm-mm.
class periods, everything. It was wild. Uh,
Mm-mm.
and
Cause I don't need you. I don't need you questioning. I don't need you questioning me why I just sent this message at 11:30 p.m. tonight. It was on my mind. I just need to get it out to the kids real fast.
right,
I
right,
know it's a
right.
school night. I know it's a school night. Just let me send this message out. I don't need you questioning me.
No, but yeah, so I would, post it over here. Then, on the band app, you could repost it over there. Same message, you can kind of copy it. Everything's
Yeah.
cool. So I mean, there are a few features that I do like about band, but when I took attendance, I took the attendance over on the parent side. I didn't always take it on the kid side. And then
Mm,
it would show them real time.
mm.
When I'm checking them in, it would show them real time, very, very equivalent to like a infinite campus.
I didn't even know Ben had an attendance
Yeah,
feature.
girl. Yeah. And
I
it
just
was
use it for the
showing them,
wall.
so yeah, it was showing them, so when they, when the parents would drop them late, that was really my way of saying, I know you're not here. I'm just
Mm.
making sure you know that I know, because I think
Right.
sometimes
Right.
parents pull up and they think people not keeping track because they don't know what's happening inside of the building when they just pull up outside. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
maybe you think I ain't in the room. Maybe you think I'm not paying attention. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you think I'm scrolling on my phone. No, ma'am, I'm waiting for y'all. Waiting for y'all.
Yes.
And and so I'm usually clicking on there, so they be like, oh dang, so usually when they know that you can see them, unless they have a valid excuse, they're gonna go ahead and try to be on time.
Mhm.
And it's not a scare tactic of any kind. It's just like I'm trying to handle business here, and I'm
Right.
trying to be mindful of your time. So just be mindful of my time. So if you get
Right.
them here on time, we can get out on time, because I'm starting at the time. Actually, before the time, they've already started warming up and doing whatever.
It's
When it's time to
stretching.
start, like we ready to start, baby. You can't, when you pulling up,
Yeah.
30 minutes later, even 15 minutes later, it's kind of like, man, what you thought we was doing? They done missed the warm up now. So now if they get injured, who fault is it?
Right.
They done missed it.
I'm not going back to reteach anything.
That part. So it's just, it get a
To reteach.
little, ooh. So people think like,
Yeah.
in case someone was wondering if I'm using scare tactics. No, I'm just
Yeah.
saying that,
Yeah.
parents get a little carried away, assuming that there's
And
nothing happening and we're twiddling our thumbs waiting on the kid to pull up. And that's not the
right.
case.
And
So
even not even
attendance
for
is
parents, but
important.
even just for like your admin, for all the high school coaches and coaches who coach at a school, you still need this information. I know sometimes band is a class, or band practice, is a grade. So
Hmm.
taking attendance there will also be able to help and show proof there too. So I was thinking about that when I
Yeah.
created my
That's a great
attendance,
feature. We need that one. We need that one. Keep it.
especially to
Hmm.
mark the ones who came late. Mark the ones who came late.
And what time? You said we can make comments, right?
You can take practice
Yeah.
notes. You most definitely
Yeah.
can.
Mhm. Yep. Came at 4:12. Practice started at 3:30.
Yeah.
That's my note.
You know what I think I want to add? Voice notes. Oh, I just got so for sure. I got so much I want to add. We're gonna have to talk offline though. I just got so much I want to do with this. I'm
Wait,
just
now what
so
we gonna do with the
excited.
voice note?
I'm thinking about when we're judging Battle of the Bands.
Oh, you're right because when I do exhibitions, they have the little recorder. Mm-hmm.
Imagine we get the band direct. We're gonna talk offline. We're gonna talk
Yeah,
offline. We're gonna
yeah.
talk
You all
offline.
listen, Mallet. You know what's up.
We're gonna talk offline.
Just that quick,
Mm-hmm.
I forgot when I normally use that feature. But you're absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, okay, so you went over, you said the attendance feature, you talked about the sizes and measurements for costume ordering, uniform ordering, and all that. We talked about the
Mm-hmm.
auditions, running auditions, we talked about the formations, the profiles that you make with the kids to put them all in there. They can come
Mm-hmm.
in there too, and you can send
Mm-hmm.
announcements, anything we missing from this app, because
That
at this
covers
point
it.
it's worth all the coins at this point with just the little bit we got.
That's it. It
Okay.
covers it. I don't want to make it too much, because I don't want to scare people off. So I just want it to be just enough to be able to help you do what you need to do right here, right then and there.
Okay. Now, does it cost?
It
Got a little
does.
price? Okay.
It's a little price. It's a little
Okay.
price. It's a little monthly subscription.
Oh, that ain't bad.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's
Yeah.
not
It's
bad.
not
That's not
knocking
bad.
nobody head off. It's not knocking nobody heads off. You really can just add that in your fee per child.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, could for real. Or,
No, it's $7.99. It's $7.99.
Melody, that's cheap.
That's why I said you can add that in. You can add that in your kid's fee.
Man, we're gonna talk about that price. That's
Well,
cheap.
we're just starting. We're just starting. We're just
Okay.
starting.
Okay.
This is the come on in. Come on
Okay.
in. Come on in while it's hot.
Okay.
And then yeah, don't miss the train. Don't miss the
Yeah.
train.
Don't miss the train because that price needs to be up
And
there.
then, but still, I'm also thinking though. When I thought about the price, I really did think about my coach friend struggles though. Like a lot of people don't know that most of us do this because it's a service. It's like a ministry. So a
Mm-hmm.
lot of us don't even do it because of money or we're getting paid. You get what I'm saying? Like I know a lot of my coach friends who are in like underprivileged communities. You get what I'm saying? Being a coach, and so a lot of their parents don't have the funds, so they're coming out of their pockets. That's another thing. We're the bank. We're the bank. So we come out of pocket for a lot of things. And so when I was making this, I really was had my coach friends in mind. You get what I'm saying? So I didn't want to just be knocking nobody over the head because I know that, everything that it costs to be a coach. We're coming out of pocket as well.
So sweet. That's so sweet of you.
I'm coming for the
but
schools next.
but I will say,
Coming for the
I will
schools
say,
next.
yeah, because that's what I was about to say. I will say that if it's right now on individual base, because there are even some band directors that will invest. The ones that really try to get in there in the trenches with you, they'll say,
Mm-hmm.
"Well, I'll pay for it." So and that's cheap enough for them to add it into their budget and be like, "I got
Mm-hmm.
you. I'll," and then because at least too, they can keep their eyes on it. And now, almost like a
Exactly.
drive. You know what I'm saying? We can use this.
Exactly.
I'm logged in. You logged in. I can see. You can see. If you're doing attendance in here, then I can look. Then you know what I'm saying. So that's an investment.
Exactly.
It's an investment. It really
Exactly.
is. So I love that aspect of it. But I guess what I'm wondering is that because a lot of programs are seasonal. So if my program, and it's a subscription, monthly subscription. So if my program, okay, I have my audition say in March, and then the season ends around October, November. And then so what, I don't pay for it no more until it's time for me to use it again?
That would solely be up to them. But it's kind of like, what about the off season? They have jamborees and fall battle of the bands that they have to prepare for, and they may need to use the formation generator.
Possibly, but what I'm saying is, people love to
But they can cancel, and
figure
then when
out.
it's time, they can
Okay.
look. They can cancel, and then when they're ready to do, they can just go hit restore purchase.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. I was wondering if
Yeah,
there was a cancel option because
it is. It
the
is.
people be looking to figure out how they can finagle something. Slide this off, take
Yeah.
that off. You
Let me
got a
tell you,
trade-off.
Apple, okay, my app was finished probably about a month ago, but Apple in the App Store, when I tell you they check for every single thing, they wouldn't even let the app go in the App Store until they had to see that the cancellation worked, that the restore works, all of that. So yeah, they don't let you come in and scam like anybody. So Apple pretty much controls all of that. So
Okay. Well,
yep,
that's good. That's good. Okay.
yep,
So
yep,
that
yep.
is so you are open to people being able to cancel and then they can
Yeah.
reuse when they need to. I mean, while
Yeah.
it would make more sense to just hold on to it so that you can use it when you need it. But if you gotta cut a coin here
Yeah.
and there, then
Right. 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 Right.
do what you gotta do
Right.
and come
Right.
on back. And especially right now while the price is real low, I feel like it could just be what it is. You could
And
just leave it there.
we're gonna add so we have the monthly subscription, but we're gonna also go and add a yearly one. So if you want to just do it for the year, you can as well, which I think will be easier, and it'll be just probably a little bit less, I guess, streamlined. So you have it for the whole year.
I love that. Okay. So what we're gonna have for y'all, we're gonna have a little link down there, y'all. And
Okay.
go on and get y'all's apps. Listen, I would go ahead and get it. I wouldn't really wait for the band director. I really wouldn't. I would go ahead and get it. And then that way you can start messing around with it. Which also just made me think about I do know in this audition season, you've been touring with your staff. Y'all have been going around to different auditions.
Yes.
So, what is the process with that? So, is that every time someone launches one, you guys go, or was that just for the pre-launch, or how does it work when you guys come and assist in the process of utilizing the app?
Okay, so that was really just like the pre-lunch and to pretty much catch any bugs, or fixes that needed to be updated before we went to the app store. But we were saying we want to do that, me and my staff. We want to come around and start, assisting any team that need help with their paperless auditions if they're using the Coach Mode app. So we are definitely open to traveling. My email is the info at the coachmodeapp.com. So just reach out to us there, email or our Instagram at the Coach Mode app. And we'll get back to you all. But yeah, we'll definitely come and assist. We'll definitely come and assist.
Okay, so before the Coach Mode app, what were some of I know you spoke about all the different things that you've run into, but like how were you structuring your team before you decided to, launch the app?
I pretty much had a journal and I had everything. I wrote everything down in the journal. And I'm going to tell you where I got that journal idea from. I got it from my collegiate coach, Miss Yakima Higgs Williams. She still carries her journal to this day. But I write down everything in my journal, like an agenda, what we're doing for the day, what we're doing at practice. Um, I used to draw affirmations in my journal. But one thing that I do now that I have, okay, my journal has turned electronic to my iPad. And so this is how I structure it now. Before, well, after tryouts, if I pick the team, I create a document called goal setting. And so in my goal setting document, I have May written out. I have all the days that we're practicing in May. I have who I'm inviting to practice to teach what. I'm actually breaking it down into actually how many stands we're learning that day, how many parades we're learning that day. I'm writing down when payments are due, when I'm ordering things in May. So that's my May goal setting. Then I do the same thing for June. Then I do the same thing for July. And then I have my band camp agenda. I already have that worked out, Rashawn, and you are on it. I need to send you the information, but you are definitely in my goal setting band camp agenda.
Okay.
So I have all of that listed out. And guess what? I also have listed out now. I have all of the uniforms and hairstyles that we're going to be wearing for each game in August. Like I have, it's called goal setting, a big document, big electronic document in my iPad. And so because I have to have focus, I get off track easily. So I have to go ahead and have everything written down. But yes, I call it goal setting. That's how I structure my teams now. So everything is already written out in stone. I'm going to be sending this out to the parents here next week with everything. So you can't say I didn't tell you what hairstyle we're wearing because you got on this paper with the screenshot a photo of the hairstyle and the uniform that we're wearing. It's just that detail. Like so that's how I
Well,
structure
wait,
my team now.
did you create the goal setting document
Let
or
me
was
show
this
you.
a
Yeah.
template that you found?
I created
Yeah,
it.
I'm a
Hold
visual
on.
now. Show me because this is
Okay,
really
hold
next
on.
level here.
Let me get in my y'all see Pluto. This is my dog. Get on my
She said he
nerves.
want to be on camera too.
He just always gotta be in
So
the
you doing a
okay,
lot of
hold
talking.
on.
Let
Let
me
me
see
show
who you
you.
talking to.
Okay. Only because I am meeting with we have a meeting tomorrow, staff meeting with the band directors. So we are going over goals and everything, which I really love where I'm at now, Rashawn.
Yeah, he's dope.
I really
He is.
He is really dope. Both of
Yeah.
them. Shout out to Marcus Chester and Jimmy Jux. They are just awesome. Okay, I'm pulling it up. Hold on. Okay. Now, let me show you. As you can see,
I think you gotta do like how
it's
the
just,
children do. You gotta when you show
and my nails
Okay.
ain't done. Do not
Oh
judge me,
Lord.
guys. Do
Okay,
not.
wait. So hold on, let me see. So oh, you got
Can you
okay,
see?
okay. In my mind, it was like pictures and stuff going on. Okay, no, I like it though. Oh, you got a whole schedule right there. Ooh, ooh. Hold on, scoot it back up. We can't even see, girl. We can't see the whole thing. Oh yes. Scroll, scroll. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
So I'm working on it. It's gonna look a little better, but there it has like what uniforms they're wearing, what's their hairstyle, you know. So this is pretty much my season. This is my season right here. It's called goal setting. Okay. So
But
yes,
I'm
yes, yes.
asking, did you make that or was that a template that you found?
No, I made it. I made it. I use Photoshop or I use Adobe Acrobat because I needed this to be a PDF.
We need that to go on sale too. We need that one.
What if I add that in the app?
We don't need it. We don't need it in the app. We don't need it in the app.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
that we need that
So,
on
but you
our
can see
iPad too.
it's not complete. It's not complete because I got to make this look cuter. Got to make that look cuter.
No, but no, it's fine. I just like how you've organized it because it forces you to have to think about everything in advance. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, and some people don't think in advance. They don't think ahead. And they wait until the season start to be like, oh, I want y'all, or they tell them week by week. Next week, y'all can wear your hair in a ponytail. Like, girl, what? You got to give a.
No.
Now, I do know Ebony do that. She give the hairstyle for the
Oh.
whole. Yeah, she
Okay.
gives them
Okay.
like a schedule, a hairstyle schedule, so to speak. I never did nothing like that because I didn't get into all the different hairstyles and everything. And maybe by the time I stopped coaching, was when it first started. I think that was kind of when it first started where they get the this, that, and this and that. When it started, look
Mhm.
at the high school look started to become a little bit more collegiate. But for me,
Mhm.
we had a night we had a straight look and we had well not really straight, but we had kind of like a bump curl look and a curly look. That was it. And so they used to be like, "Can you wear our hair straight?" And my answer was usually no, because I want curls. I need you to have your take them rollers out and I need your
Mhm.
curls to
Mhm.
drop type of thing so we can last the whole the whole
Mhm.
game. Mess around when you show up here straight, then it's gonna be stringy when it's time to go. And well, by the time we're gonna feel it's stringy. So that's a mess. No,
Yeah.
you can't have no leave
Yeah.
out because that's a mess. It's not your hair unless your hair's trained, which most of their hair is not. So, it's like a girl tried me like that one time. She tried me
Oh.
one time. She was like, "It's trained." I'm like, "Okay." Girl, by the time we was
Mm-mm.
about to go in that field, she had an afro. I said, "Sit down." What
But
you
as you can see, that's why I do.
say? Sit down,
Give
girl.
me
No,
a
you
slick,
didn't.
give me a nice slick back bun.
Right,
Give me
but
a
that's what
nice
I'm saying.
slick
Like
back
I see
bun.
people doing the buns.
Yeah.
And that the bun thing is genius because it doesn't require no money. Just slick it back. Let's
And
go.
then, but think about in ballet class, you had to have your hair pulled back out your face anyway. So
Yeah,
let's go back. Let's go back to dance class.
yeah. I love
Let's go
that.
back to that. Rashawn, you're really on in my goal setting journal. I
No, I'm
have
dead
you
serious.
coming in.
I'm dead
I'm
serious. You
dead
gotta
serious.
tell us that though. We need
Okay.
we need that template. See, I am so serious. And because too, now I mean for me, I am a planner girl, right? So I can have my
Mhm.
stuff mapped out, situated, everything. Everybody just doesn't operate like that. And think about your first year before you had all your systems in place. You know what I'm saying? You developed this system over time through experience. These new kids on the block, man, they don't know, and they just out here trying to figure it out. But they are creative, but we just talked about all the things. It's not just being a creative, you also have to
Yeah.
be able to run the business, and they aren't
Yep.
able to efficiently run the business. It's just pretty much all over the place. So I feel like something like that will be helpful just for them in their personal planning time to kind of like brain dump, get everything out that they want to do or accomplish that year.
Oh, that's
And
what this was, a brain dump. Pretty much a
yeah.
brain
And that's
dump.
what
An
but that's what they
organized brain
need.
dump.
They need something like an organized place to put the dump though. And I mean, because you can write it
Okay.
on a sheet of paper, but it's just jumbled up words on the paper. So it's just not as effective. So that's why I'm saying like selling a template or some document like that because people do have planners on their iPads.
Ooh.
So, it could be that, or it could just be a template like a paper template on Etsy or whatever. I don't know. But, for people who want to write. But either way, people need a way like a document that will allow them to write it all out and do everything. And then they can say, okay, I know I already got this plan. Like how you just told me, I got this plan, I got that plan, I got this plan, I got that plan. For new coaches, they're gonna need a blueprint for real to kind of like help them lay it out as to what because they can't
It,
anticipate. The new coaches
yes.
cannot anticipate what will happen during the season for them to be able to do this style of brain dump. They don't even know what all they're dumping outside of what stands they gonna create. It's gonna everything on their dump is gonna be more of the dance skill set, choreography stuff. It's not gonna be all of
Mm-hmm.
what you created. They're not gonna even
Mm-hmm.
think about that till the
Mm-hmm.
season get ready to start. And the girls say how we gonna wear our hair. And they be like, your hair? Oh yeah. What makeup we gonna wear? Oh, the
Mm-hmm.
makeup. And then I'd be like, well, y'all can
Then
give
the
me
parents
share.
gonna be fussing. The parents gonna be fussing. I don't. Y'all wait till the last minute to tell me this about this hair and all of this. Mm-mm, that's what I'm
Right.
telling you. All of this
Mhm.
stuff that I'm doing now is I've lived through it. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
This app was built from experience. My goal setting thing was built from experience. And so, like I said, this is also called effective communication. So these are your goals. You get to your band director, you get to your parents. You get what I'm saying? Everything is written down on here. So that's effective communication, which is a part of structure, which is also a part of running a good, successful team. Okay? A
Mhm.
good, successful team. So, yeah, this
And
is.
I mean, also, I would also say what you can, what people don't realize this is how I used to plan. Like people be like, you actually be doing them lesson plans when teaching at the school, and I would create my lesson plans, but I'll be dead serious about my plans. And they're like, I
Yeah.
just be giving them anything. Well, I'm not giving anything because I don't want to do this every year.
Mm-mm.
So next year,
Okay.
I just want to clean it up, but I don't want to
Guess
have to
what? Get,
restructure. This curriculum is down. Give me a new class. I might have to create something for that course, but for this course, it's done. It's
I
already
come
done.
right back.
I'm just gonna pull
Okay.
everything I already had from last time and then I'm going to,
Change
adjust
it.
it to what we got going on this year, and I'm keeping it moving. If you just do the work one time, again, it's gonna be a lot of work you
Mhm.
got to put in initially. So a lot of people ain't gonna want to sit down and write it out, and they think what you've done is so unnecessary. But at the end of the day, you're gonna be the one scrambling around, and I'm gonna just be sitting pretty because I done did the
Yep.
work. Like,
Yep. And but this
so
also helps me be more creative. I don't have to worry about other stuff. Like I really can now just get into my creative bag, like my
mhm.
choreography bag. Like I really can get into that. So because I already got all of this stuff planned out.
Yeah. I love that. Oh man, yes. Come
I'll
on, Miss
send you the template.
Business Lady.
I'll send you the template.
Yes. Okay, but go ahead and figure out how you're gonna sell it to us too.
Okay.
But yes,
Okay.
y'all. So we're going to have the link for the Coach Mode app. We're gonna drop it down there. Y'all gotta make sure you check it out. You gotta go ahead and purchase it. Don't wait on nobody else to get it for you. It's cheap enough. You go ahead and get it yourself. You ain't gonna miss them $8 every month. Okay, you're not gonna miss it.
Mhm.
You're gonna already have your stuff set up. She already said she coming out. Her team. They gonna come out. Just get situated. You can get situated to have it ready to go. You even if your auditions have already taken place, what you gonna use it for? All the other things she said, because this is a year-round app, right? So you're gonna go ahead and start
Exactly.
loading your pro. If you had auditions already, you're gonna start loading your profiles and you're gonna get to going, right? You still gotta order
Yep.
costumes, the uniforms, you still gotta do, you still gotta choreograph and do your formations, you still gotta do
Yep.
all the rest of the work aside from the
Yep.
audition. So go ahead and pay your $8. So yeah, well, it was exciting, man. Just chatting with
And yes.
you.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. I definitely enjoyed it.
Yes, just all of the things you shared. It's funny because so far, although I've talked to a lot of coaches, nobody's gone in detail as to actually how they're managing their teams. So
Hmm.
that's yeah. I mean, you've gone down deep. I mean, even when you took us into the
Okay.
the goal setting, like you had already told us a little something, but now when you don't went into the goal, nobody's told us all that, and that's what's gonna be helpful for the people that are watching that are just starting, or that they need a restart, or they just need to, they just need a little something to kind of figure out how to pivot in their situation. And oftentimes
Yeah.
any of the issues that you're having, it has everything most times to do with the management of the team. It has most times any little bickering or incidents that you have, or whatever, it usually comes from how you manage the team. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, you done laid the law down as to what we need to be doing. And so,
Well,
yeah, everybody just needs to
good.
be doing it. That's it. That's
Good.
the
Good.
blueprint.
I'm glad I can help. I'm glad I can help. And I am here if anybody have any questions. Just reach out to me on Instagram. My personal is Mallorie underscore Noel. And then you have at the Coach Mode app. That's the Coach Mode app's Instagram. And you can go to the CoachModeApp.com to get more information about the app. So if you just want to see, see it in action. So
All right, so we have had another episode with Miss Coach Mallory with the Coach Mode app, and Mallory has done a wonderful job. Her and her team with the Coach Mode app is making all of our lives much easier. And just go ahead and get it already, okay? Go ahead and get it. The link is down below. Make sure you go ahead and just subscribe to the app. Keep it year round. There's so many features on there that we can use aside from the audition process that you want to go ahead and make sure you put into action ASAP. All right. Band directors, coaches, auxiliary coordinators, auxiliary sponsors, all of you, somebody on that team, if not everybody, needs to have their hands on this app. Everybody can have access to the same accounts, and then you guys can share the information that's put into the system. She's just told y'all all the ways that you can get that thing, everything rolling, right? Your whole team rolling up in that app. Let's make sure we get it done. And then she told us about the goal setting sheet. Now, I mean, at this point, if you're not managing the team properly, I don't know what to tell y'all. All right. Make sure you go and follow the Major Business Pod. It's on Instagram and TikTok. And of course, follow us the Instagram, Choreo You Dance. I'm the girl, Vershawn Lee. And peace out.